What's up, guys? My name is Sebastian Stratman. I hope you guys are having a great day and continue having one. So, you guys may have known already from looking at my Instagram or my TikTok or anything like that. I mean, most of the people that are watching these videos are actually my friends already. So, just to go over everything with you, if you don't, I just bought a Q70. It's 2018 Q70. It's the 3.7 liter V6, and I am really happy with it. I just got done washing it a couple days ago, waxing it, and it looks great. So I just did some dusting today just to make it look good. Utah makes it super dusty here. But I did want to go over the mods that I do want to do on this car. They're not going to be as extreme as they were going to be on the G. The G was going to be more of my race car, my track car. This, I really do like cruising around in this. I like the way it looks. I mean, it's very showy. In my opinion, I feel like some cosmetic mods, some sound mods, and stuff like that would probably be where I stop. I might throw some intakes on it and an exhaust, but no tunes or anything like that. I'm not planning on anything like that. So I just want to show you guys what I'm planning on doing, and hopefully here soon. I mean, I'm already pretty clean Q70. I don't see any out here, but hopefully soon be the cleanest Q70 in all of Utah. So that is the goal, and I think that's definitely achievable. And here we go. To give you some backstory on the Q70, the Q70 was only made for a few years. It wasn't made for a very long time. It was supposed to compete with the A8, the Audi A8, and the Mercedes full-size sedan. It didn't compete very well because of technology. Technology is what kind of took it to its downfall. I actually find the technology really great in this car, but then again, I'm used to a 2007, so big difference there. But as for large sedan, this thing is great. It has full-size back seats. I mean, that thing pops out. I mean, that's in a lot of cars. It has plenty of leg room back here. As for like the passenger seat, my wife has plenty of room here. I'll show you like the infotainment system here. This is the infotainment system. You got all your media dials, and it still has a CD player, which I think is actually really cool. Has heated and cooled seats. I mean, heated and cooled vents that are climate control, as well as heated and cooled seats, which I think is super cool. It has snow, eco, standard, and sport mode. I am normally in standard until I just feel like switching it up in sport. And sport just does a lot like what it would have done in the G, where it just lets me high rev. The doors have these sets here to where I can set how I want my seat to be made before I even get in the car. It just automatically locks it up for me. Automatic window actuators, and every single one of them is an automatic. I think that's pretty cool. I can do this. Well, it's not on right now. If I'm parked on the street, I can put in my rear view mirrors, which is pretty cool. I'll show you guys in a second. And it does have navigation, which I think is great. Bluetooth, of course, cameras, and they're showing all of the car, which I think is pretty dope. And of course, the analog little clock there, which I love. So I'm going to do the startup, and I'll show you guys how many miles it has and a few different features that this already does have, and what kind of speakers and all kinds of fun stuff. Turn that off for now. So it has 32,470 miles. I bought it with almost exactly 1,000 miles, less on that. The trip is exactly what I've driven it since I drove it off the dealership. Of course, I have a half tank of gas. So on the navigation, this is kind of what it looks like. It's the Navi, street address, you pop in the house number or the city, or I don't know, all cities. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. And it's also all touch. As for like info, it shows me my fuel economy. A lot of people say that this car gets really bad gas mileage, but look at that. I'm averaging 22.4, which I think is pretty good. Tire pressures, well, they're not showing right now, but they will. I can set my maintenance intervals, which is pretty cool. It does have an eco drive. I don't use it. Well, let's see what it says. So that's what the eco drive does. This is for status. It shows me a few different things. I don't have audio or my AC on right now, but it constantly shows me my range, so I can never run out of gas. My compassing, if I go to settings, even go to vehicle, I can change all kinds of stuff with my steering wheel, with how my lights are gonna work and how my doors sit in. It's pretty crazy how much you can adjust on this thing. As for audio sound settings, you do have your regular fade, balance, treble, and bass. Now that it says it, I might as well tell you it does have Bose. It has 10 Bose speakers, which is pretty cool, but I'm gonna add 2 more, and I'll show you where. I could not find a manual version, but I do like this anyway, just because it's kind of my cruising car. It does have the auto and the tilt shift as well. I'm used to the Drive Sport being pretty much this right here, where before you go back and forth between shifting, it's already in sport. But this way, you actually have to turn this and go into sport, or go back and go into standard. Still pretty cool, getting used to that. And I don't know how many other cars have this. I'm sure they all do, but I've never had a car with maps and all that. You can actually move this and just choose wherever you want to go. If I just decide I want to go to Ohio, I can just do one of these. And go over here. And now I'm going into freaking Craig. I don't know where this is, but I can set my destination all the way over there if I felt like it. It does have the sunroof. I actually have it super clean, so I'm pretty happy as I show that, but there's a little bit of streaking. It's really hard to get these things perfect, but yes, I do have the sunroof. There's another speaker right there. This has a garage door opener, a bunch of other things. Still don't know what the heck that does and what I'm supposed to use it for. As for the other buttons, I have a few things in here already, but of course it has the auxiliary, it has the regular AV cable port, it has an SD card. Actually, I think there's an SD card in it. What the heck? Well, I didn't know that was in it. Oh, that's my nav. Probably shouldn't take that out, huh? And then 2 USB ports that I don't have to plug in one of these bad boys for, but it's honestly just easier to have one of those, so I do. It has 2 layers. I think that's pretty cool. It has the locking glove box and then all that goodies. One really shitty thing that happened actually the second day I had the car is I left it unlocked, and where I am currently, I don't live in a great neighborhood, but it's not a bad neighborhood until this happened. But the second day I left my car unlocked, I guess, or something. Still learning, because like when you walk away from the car, it'll lock, but if you're next to the car and you try and lock it, it won't lock because it thinks that the keys are in the car. So I gotta make sure I'm away from the car and then lock it. But anyway, I came in the next morning to my car and this was open. My glove box was open. Oh, yeah. My glove box was open. My center console was open, and everything was just rummaged through. My papers and all my cords were all rummaged through, which I thought, wow, that's crazy. And I wasn't even that, I was mad. I was definitely mad, but I must have left it unlocked. And that was the only way that that could have happened. If they broke a window, then I at least could try and get something from insurance or whatever, but nope. It was, my dumb ass left the door unlocked and someone rummaged through my car. That's never happened to me before, but it's kind of what happens when you own a nice car. And everyone kind of told me I should probably get a bigger house or an apartment or a bigger apartment in a nicer area before I bought this. Maybe I should have, but I'm really happy with what I have right now. So I just got done dusting it, but this is the Q front wise. I want to get, first mod I guess I should name is a lip. Of course, I'm gonna get a lip here of some sort. Planning on possibly, I don't know, everyone tells me to black out the chrome, but I really like the chrome. So I may black it out, I may just leave it be. On the tires, as you can see, they are a little bit weather cracked, but nothing too intense. I do want to get 20-inch wheels. Currently these are 18s, so getting 20 inches, that's going to add, of course, 2 more inches, and then I'm going to get a thinner tire, hopefully fill this out a little bit more, and then after I want to get coilovers on it. Tint is already on the car, on the driver and the passenger side. Now, the driver is more like 30% and this is more like 5%, so I want to get 5% all the way around. This is where I bought it from. It's just the base Q70, but I love it. So there is only a few imperfections on this. Again, the vehicle is only 4 years old, so I wouldn't want there to be multiple imperfections, but here is the couple that I do need to deal with, and I will. They're not too hard, so here we go. The gas cap is chipping just a little bit right here. I may just take the gas cap out and send it back to get repainted. That's probably what I'll do, but that's the easier one. Then right here, there is a little bit of chipping around the side of my light here. That is because this vehicle was in a wreck, but it was a very minor wreck. I've seen the photos, so I'm not worried about it. I've also checked all the suspension and frame. It is completely fine. It just was really just some cosmetic damage. But this is peeling from when they were restoring it. Of course, I want to get some underglow lights over here. Definitely will be as soon as possible. That'll be super fun, I think. But as for that, I'll pop the trunk and show you what I'm going to do in there. Alright, so this is my trunk. It's kind of dirty right now. I just have all the stuff that I had in my G, and I just threw it in here. But this is just battery connector, my OBD2 scanner, some cats that I'm still trying to figure out if they're gonna fit on this car too. So I am going to put some kicker subwoofers in here. I'll put up a picture. It's gonna be a dual. So first they're gonna go right in that little slot there, and then I want to have 2 smaller subs, possibly Bose again, off to the side, and then of course have my amplifier right here, and hopefully over time I may even get like a little DJ set to where I can adjust the bass and all that fun stuff while I'm just chilling sitting in the trunk. So at car shows I can still show up there and still have a good time, because my cars are not going to be as quick as theirs, but it'll be as loud, so that'll be fun. I'll just put up the wheels that I plan on getting just right here. I like these wheels, and I'll probably keep them and put some snow tires on them once it gets to that point. But I do want it to fill out that little bit of space there. Coilovers are going to help as well. Pop the hood. So I do want to get air intakes, of course. My engine bay is super dusty right now. That sucks. But I will go ahead and wash that off as soon as I can. But it does have the 3.7 liter V6. Has all the stuff that my G35 had. I do need to do some 30,000 mile services, like some power steering fluid and some brake fluid. But besides that, we are set. And I haven't really had to worry about going underneath the engine bay for a while. Alright, so now I'm just going to roll a clip of me doing the wash and wax on this. I think it came out amazing. I wanted to have a video to post it with. So, my name is Sebastian Stratman, and I have this Q70 here, and I love it. Hope you guys will follow me on the journey, just like you did with the G, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. What's up, guys? My name is Sebastian Stratman. I hope you guys are having a great day and will continue having one. Today, I'm going to be washing the Q70 and show you what I'm washing it and why. So I keep getting these little water spots everywhere and collects dust like crazy. It's a black car, of course, so it's gonna do that. So I have all this stuff that I purchased over a little bit of time. That's how we do that. I'm gonna give it a nice fresh wax, make sure it's looking good. Pretty excited about it. now that the rinse off is done, first thing I'm going to use is this. We're also going to be using a clay bar and getting some of my scratches to go away. Here we go. The paint now looks good. Now for the windows. So I got wax on it. It is super dusty in Utah, so it's already collecting dust, but here it is. It is extremely shiny. Extremely. And I love it.